YouTube, welcome back. Wilds of Eldraine debut video. I'm so excited for this. I never got to play regular Throne of Eldraine, so I'm excited to go to the Wilds of Eldraine and see what sort of fairy tale madness we have going on.
Hey Magic fans, welcome to Wilds of Eldraine, the latest set from Magic the Gathering.
That evolving wilds
I'm
card
Becca
is nice.
Scott, and today we're going back to the land of Eldraine. Chock full of fairy tales and stories come to life. But in the Wilds of Eldraine, these familiar stories come with a magic twist. So where were we? The Phyrexians invaded the multiverse. It did not go well for anybody. If this were a fairy tale, it'd be one of those old ones that gets very dark very quickly. The people and creatures of Eldraine have survived, and Eldraine is back to the land we all know and love.
Okay.
Well, mostly.
Eldraine
was saved due to the return of Talion, the kindly lord. Talion made a desperate bargain with the three witch sisters, giving them each a powerful magical artifact. Each of the witches has taken their enchanted items to a different part of the world. Hilda of the Icy Crown has retreated into a wintry kingdom to be alone.
I love it.
Although she isn't as alone as she thinks. Agatha of the Vile Cauldron uses her gift to consume the essence of anyone unlucky enough to end up in her pot. And Ariette of the Charmed Apple wants to build herself a court of loyal subjects. While her apple grants her the love of any who take a bite, Ariette hungers for more. And so, she has helped unleash a new horror on the people of Eldraine. Together, Talion and the three witches were able to enchant the Phyrexians into a deep sleep. But Talion was unaware that there would be a cost to pay. The sleep has spread across Eldraine. Known as the Wicked Slumber, it overtakes villages, hamlets, even entire castles. Who knows what the sleepers will do while their conscious minds aren't in control. Talion struggles to confront the spreading slumber and seeks out the help of Eldraine's heroes. Kellen, a young farm boy with fairy blood and a mysterious family tree, is recruited by Talion to learn more about the Wicked Slumber. Time will tell if he is up to the task. Will and Rowan Kenrith are siblings who used to share a planeswalker spark. Where one went, the other had to follow. Now, for the first time, they are divided. Will seeks to put down his sword of ice and unite Eldraine through diplomacy. Rowan won't step foot in a negotiation and prefers the direct fairy tale approach, finding some sort of enchanted item that will magically reunite the kingdom.
Interesting.
She might be onto something. Ashiok may not have created the Wicked Slumber, but they are happy to spread it further.
She's got to be happy
all
with
while
it.
bending Rowan to their will.
Also, we're gonna look at the cards
Eldraine
after.
is full of familiar stories, but in true Magic fashion, each has been given an unexpected twist. This set's two-color pairings illustrate the fairy tale archetypes that we all know and love, and you'll discover characters you're sure to recognize. A red-hooded traveler on her way to Grandma's with a basket of snacks.
I wonder.
And a crossbow.
I wonder.
An adventurous young man who likes to climb beanstalks. I wonder what he found up there.
I wonder.
And someone who's coming to the party whether she's invited or not. Eldraine is a land where these beloved stories play out over and over. Evil queens clash with brave knights, curses trouble the unvirtuous, and children lost in the woods find themselves on a magical journey. Some of these connect to the main story, others are whimsical adventures that play out in the background.
This is cool.
But all of them will feel fun and familiar, and all these pieces provide the opportunity for you to put your own unique twist on them. For instance, Mother Goose is a sweet old lady who tells you bedtime stories.
Mother Goose.
Goose Mother, on the other hand. Oh wow, that's terrifying.
What? The Goose Mother!
And what about Hansel and Gretel? In Eldraine, both children weren't able to follow the breadcrumbs back home to their happily ever after. Instead, one of them was eaten, and the other became a badass witch hunter, who obviously had some issues to work out around enchanted candy. These are fairy tales we all know, and in Wilds of Eldraine, you'll get to revisit these familiar stories with a magic twist. You aren't just a creature attacking for 2 damage, you are the Pied Piper leading a horde of 1/1 rats. Who could stand against his horde of rodents? What about a very angry cookie? But this is no ordinary cookie.
Whoa.
Every character has a role to play, And in Wilds of Eldraine, you'll find roles to play.
Okay.
This new mechanic attaches an enchantment to a creature, a role, affecting their attributes and adding a fun wrinkle to the story. A once noble knight is transformed into a monster knight, giving him +1/+1 and trample. An evil witch charms a member of the court and schemes her way into becoming a royal witch, granting her +1/+1 and ward 1. I guess that makes her your royal wickedness.
Okay.
Ooh, I like the way that sounds. And sometimes it's a role you want removed. Can anyone lift this curse off of Skybeast Tracker? I need to do something about this goose mother.
Goose.
Don't let it go to your head, Goose.
Oh.
Bargain is another new mechanic introduced in this set. Just like Jack traded the family cow for some magic beans, you'll be able to hawk, barter, and swap your way to victory. Bargain lets you sacrifice an artifact, enchantment, or token when you cast the spell. Once you've given something up, you receive something in return.
Oh.
Sacrifice a token when you cast Torch the Tower, increasing your damage to 3, and you get to scry 1. Sounds like a deal. Nothing is more crucial to Eldraine than a sense of adventure.
Okay.
And so, the adventure mechanic makes a return. This ability allows you to cast either the creature card, in this case Besotted Knight, or choose to send your creatures on an adventure. If you choose to activate Betroth the Beast, you get to create a royal roll token, giving your target +1/+1 and ward 1. Your adventure is then sent into exile, but can later return as its creature card to complete the quest.
That's
Perfect.
Cool.
Another successful adventure. And in this set, look for 2-color adventures. Oh yeah, of course.
Is that an otter?
Treasure. Sagas are also back. What better mechanic to use in Eldraine than one that allows you to tell a story? This saga features the three blind mice.
Okay.
Oh great, now that song is stuck in my head. This set also has a commander deck centered around roles, Virtue and Valor. A green-white deck, it enables you to step seamlessly into any role. And if you'd like to join the court of Talion the Kindly Lord yourself, we have Fey Dominion, a commander deck focused on allowing you to finally play as the wild and bewitching Fey. Fairy tales are known for their lush illustrations, and Wilds of Eldraine is no exception, with a huge variety of gorgeous treatments and alternate art.
Oh, those showcase lands look cool.
Behold,
oh,
enchanting tales. These top enchantments are presented here in beautiful storybook style.
These look beautiful.
You've loved them, but you've never seen them like this. They'll be a dream to collect and play, but a nightmare for your opponents. Some of these enchanting tales also have captivating anime borderless versions. I'm sorry, is that a lamb bumblebee? Oh, Kendra just
We got anime cards!
So romantic. They'll be available in foil, non-foil, and beautiful new confetti foil treatments. Ugh, I love the line work in this one. That is the greatest doubling season I've ever seen. And there are other gems to find, with the return of borderless favorites for select cards. Are you tired of borders? We've got you covered.
That's a borderless anime card there too.
Get to have some fun too with their special showcase treatment.
Okay, I like the showcase.
Make the most of this
I like
the
showcase
treatment. That dragon's got some expensive taste. Treasure. I love it. Wilds of Eldraine will be available for pre-release the weekend of September 1st through 3rd. On Arena, check out the early streamer event on August 31st. Then enjoy the set release on September 5th. It will be available everywhere on September 8th. And if you want to read even more of the story, make sure you take a look at the web fiction, which is available right now. And check out these 2 promotional cards that will be available at your local game store, Pyroblast and Ice Out. Keep your eyes peeled for what inspired these promos as we get closer to launch day. And that's a quick little peek at some of what you'll find in the Wilds of Eldraine. There's so much more to discover in this tangled, wild, enchanting world, but now it's time for us to end like every good fairy tale. And they played happily ever after.
Okay, that's,
Perfect.
Okay, this set looks awesome, first of all. This set looks awesome. I did want to just take a quick look at some of the actual cards they showed. Talion the Kindly Lord. As it enters the battlefield, choose a number between 1 and 10. Whenever opponent casts a spell with a mana value, power, or toughness equal to the chosen number, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. Huh. That's definitely a thing. Wow. Okay, so Hilda, the Icy Crown. This card I love. I love this card. When I was reading it when it first came in. 4 for a 3/4. Whenever you tap an untapped creature an opponent controls, I may pay 1. If you do, you either get to create a 4/4 white-blue elemental creature token, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control, or scry 2, then draw a card. I really like this. Whenever you tap an untapped creature an opponent controls. So making a blue-white deck based off of tapping my opponent's creatures just so I can get these effects to pop all the time is going to be so much fun. Then we get Agatha, the Vile Cauldron. Not a huge fan. 2 for 1/1. Activate abilities of creatures you control cost X less to activate, where X is Agatha's power. So the higher power you can get her, the more you can get off, but it can't go below 1. This effect cannot reduce mana in that effect, which costs less than 1 mana. So I think there might be, like, let's say you get this to 5, you can't use it on this then, I think. I could be wrong about that, but that's how it kind of reads to me anyway. Arietta of the Charmed Apple. Oh, this is the waifu right here. This is the waifu right here. 3 for a 2/4. Each creature that's enchanted by an aura you control cannot attack you or planeswalkers you control. At the beginning of your end step, each one loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of auras you control. And I love this saying down at the bottom, hush now, I need your beauty sleep. I love that. That is such a great line. Oh my lord. Okay, so it shows Rowan here about bending the knee. Okay, so there's the slumber. We got to see a little bit of the slumber. Kellen, the Fey-Blooded. 3 for a 2/2. Search for an aura or equipment, reveal it, put it in your hand for 2. And then this gets double strike. Each other creature you control gets +1 that for each aura attached to Kellen. Okay. Interesting. So here's these two, and they finally split up. So Will, the Scion of Peace. It's actually, let me get both of them up, because I think they had both of them up on the screen at once. Yes, okay. Interesting thing I noticed right off the bat, they both have the same mana value, right? Just one is white-blue, one is black-red. This is a 2/4. This is a 4/2. This one has Vigilance. This one has Menace. Spells you cast this turn that are white or blue cost X less, where X is the total amount of life you gain this turn. Spells you cast this turn that are black or red cost X less, where X is the amount of life you lost this turn. I like the fact that one of them is a Scion of Peace, one of them is a Scion of War. The peaceful one has more of a toughness and is a vigilance, so it attacks without tapping. The other one has menace, so you have to block it with. You can only block with 2 creatures, and it's a 4/2. And the abilities reflect the peace and war aspect too. Really nice 2 cards here. I like this. The fact that they finally split Will and Rowan up, and this is how they did it, so they're each kind of the opposite of each other, is wonderful. I actually very much really like this. That's really cool. Ashiok is the only Planeswalker in the set. From now on, we're only getting 1 Planeswalker per set. So 5 for 5. If you would pay life, while your library has at least that many cards in it, exile that many cards from the top of your library instead. Look at the top 2 cards of your library, exile one of them, put one of them in your hand. Create 2 1/1 Black Nightmare creature tokens with, at the beginning of your upkeep, at the beginning of combat on your turn, if a card was put into exile this turn, put a 1/1 counter on the target creature. Okay. Target player exiles the top X cards from the library, where X is the total mana value of cards you own in exile. Okay. Then we get this beautiful page here, where we have all of the different so-called fairy tales that we know of. I must be an idiot, because I only know a couple of these, I feel like. We have Jack going up the beanstalk. We have Hansel and Gretel, but this is Greta, the Sweet Tooth Scourge, which they said in the story. We got the Pied Piper. We got Red Riding Hood. But then some of these other ones, like the Party Crasher, the Redeemer, the Dreaming Duelist, Stalked by Nightmares, the Apprentice Sorcerer, and Shari of Numbing Depths. Y'all are going to have to tell me on those because I genuinely don't know. White Black Fae is something that really does intrigue me, though, the more I'm seeing. So that's going to be an interesting one for me looking forward. But I like the 2-color combos for each one of these. I think that's nice. When this enters battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. If a permanent was a stun counter, it would become untapped. Remove 1 counter from it instead. Whenever you tap 1 or more untapped creatures your opponent's control, draw a card. Okay. Whenever another fairy enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life. The Piper, whenever a non-creature token or the Piper dies, we get to create a 1/1 rat. And target attacking rat gains Death Touch. Red Riding Hood, whenever it attacks, if I control the creature with 4 or more, Riding Hood gets +2/+2. It has haste and it can mana tap. Okay. When Sir Amont, the Redeemer, enters the battlefield, create a monster roll token attached to another creature you control. Monster has +1/+1 against trample. Enchanted creatures I control get +1/+1. Okay. Never Stalked by Nightmares. Menace 2/2. Whenever it's the battlefield, return target creature or enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. Whenever an enchantment you control is put into a graveyard, from graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on Never. Look at the top card of your library at any time. Once each turn, you may cast an instant sorcery from the top of your library. You may still pay its cost. Timing rules still apply. I like the fact that Hansel and Gretel, Hansel died but Gretel didn't. I think that's funny. And it's battlefield, create a food token. Sacrifice food token, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Sacrifice food token, draw a card, lose a life. Party Crasher, haste, and then it has Celebration. Whenever this attacks, if 2 or more non-land permanents enter the battlefield under your control this turn, put a 1/1 counter on it. And Tyron, the Gutsy Explorer, is a wild card. Tap it for 2, a blue and a green. Spend this mana only to cast spells with a mana value of 8 or greater, or 5 or greater, or spells with X in the mana values. So a lot going on here. There. But a lot of really cool cards. We got the Goose Mother, Grant, Bird Hydra, flying at his battlefield with X 1/1 counters on it. When it enters the battlefield, create half X food tokens rounded up. Whenever it attacks, I may sacrifice food token and draw a card. That's a lot going on there. Gretel. We get to look at the Piper. Sire Ginger, the Meal Ender, which should look familiar because it's the same gingerbread lady from Throne of Eldraine. It has Trample, Hexproof, and Haste as long as an opponent controls a Planeswalker. Whenever another artifact you control is put into a graveyard from battle, put a 1/1 counter on it, and scry 1. Tap 2 to sacrifice it, gain life equal to its power. It's a 3/1 for 2. That's absolutely insane. Knight of Doves. Whenever an enchantment you control is put in a graveyard from the battlefield, we'll create a 1/1 counter. It costs 3. Sweet Tooth. New mechanic of Bargain. Bargain seems kind of cool. Sacrifice an artifact or enchantment. It just basically adds on. So it's almost like a kicker. It's a kicker. It's a kicker, but without paying mana. It's a sacrifice kicker, but it's kicker. The adventure thing is kind of cool. So adventure is you can play this card or you can play the base card. You get to decide right here. So I can either play this adventure and then the card goes into exile, or I can just play the card itself. I like that because it allows like, for instance, if you're running white and you don't have 4, but you have a creature out, you can cast this, put the roll on it, this goes into exile, and when you have 4, then you can play it from exile. I like that. I like this. I like the adventure roll. Sagas are back. Sagas are always really cool. 3 Blind Mice. I haven't even bothered to look at either one of the commander decks, but I'm going to tell you right now, the Fey one, I kind of want to buy. I kind of want to buy this Fey one now. This looks awesome. Like, and for people that have listened to the effing title, the podcast that we do, I've said before in Magic Talk that my original commander deck, the very first one I was ever going to build was going to be a fairy deck. So the fact that we have fairies here and it's already a deck that I can buy and it looks solid immediately. Hey, yo, Husky might be running fairies. We're getting some really cool artwork cards here. We're getting some cool anime-looking cards here. We're getting another brand new treatment. That's like a confetti, apparently. We're getting the borderless, and it looks like there's all sorts of different versions of the borderless, because this looks like an anime borderless, unless this is just how the borderless is going to look for it. Yeah, no, overall, and also we have, this is all the dates. I'll be doing something on Arena on September 5th, and then I'll be uploading different stuff when I get it. As of right now, I'm getting a collector pack, and I'm getting a bundle, so that will be up live after that. I'm excited for this set. I think this set's going to be fun. Like I said, I never got to play Throne of Eldraine, so I'm excited to go to the Wilds of Eldraine. And yeah, I'm excited. Fight for your fairy tale ending. My fairy tale ending is me being married to Erita, because she's awesome. I will take a bite out of that apple for her. I'll do it, and I'll let you guys know what happens. But let me know down in the comments down below. Are you guys excited about this as I am? Because, like I said, I'm very excited for this, and I can't wait to see more. So let me know down in the comments down below what you guys think. And as always, depending on where you are, morning, afternoon, even night, stay trouble, stay safe. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye. I'm 100% probably going to buy this Fairy Commander deck now. But at the same time, though, I 100% want to make a deck specifically just for her. Because she is... Waifu.